Welcome to The Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew and let's get to the show.
Beat it! Oh, man. Beat it! Oh, nope. Well, I was trying to sing Michael Jackson and it failed. Both times. God. You know, I practiced off camera. I was like, beat it!
Hey, Michael Jackson is 101, man.
One-on-one. Yeah, he is. You know, Indiana Zone, one-on-one. I don't know what I was doing. Welcome to The Daily Grind. I'm your host, Luke Hatmaker, and joining me on this Thursday, after a wild night of basketball, we've got Rusty and I got Parrish. How we doing, fellas? We good?
Yeah, we're good, man. A little sleepy this morning, but I was reading the newspaper about these two guys in Memphis that were robbing a liquor store. Luke, I don't know if Parrish, I don't know if you heard about this, but they're robbing a liquor store. And one of them turned to the other and said, "Is this whiskey?" And the other guy said, "Yeah, but not as whiskey as robbing a bank."
Whiskey is robbing a bank. There you go.
There it is.
See, this is what it's like to have a supportive crowd. If Uncle Buck was here, it would just be crickets.
I would already be off the stage.
Yeah, you'd be off.
He'd left.
He'd have left
stage like he did.
He would have already bounced. Man, we had quite a game of basketball last night. Did you guys both watch the whole thing? Did we?
Yes.
Okay, so for those who did not get a chance to watch it, the Indiana Pacers beat the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden, and they beat them 138-135 in overtime. This was a hell of a game. Where do you guys want to start? Do you want to start with
So I want to start with this. The Indiana Pacers posted this last night. Since 1996 and 1997, teams that have trailed by 7+ in the final 50 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime in the playoffs are 4 and 1,702. The Pacers have 3 of those wins, and they're all this year. Wow.
That's crazy. I'm glad you. That's exactly the stat I was going to read, and I just that's insane. And this game, you know, the first half was like pretty good basketball, back and forth, pretty good. Second half started, you know, 6 more games like that. No, it's a bait. How did you get that picture, Bueno?
Bueno is all knowing and all getting.
I love it. Sure. Like, give me 6 more games like this, you know, where I was worried that the Pacers were just going to hand the game over there for a minute in the fourth because they were fouling so much. It was like 3-point shot. They were just fouling. And I felt like the Knicks lead just kind of ballooned really quickly. And then I'll be damned if the Pacers didn't come back. You know, God, how many threes did Nesmith hit in the fourth? 6?
Mm-hmm. Well, he hit 6 straight. He definitely hit 5 in the fourth. He hit 6 in a row. So I don't know if it was 6. I don't know if that included the fourth quarter all or, you know. But
It finished with 30 points. I mean, Hallie obviously is the hero hitting the big shot. The Kevin Durant special, right? The game winner with the toe on the line that ends up sending it to overtime.
And Kawhi Leonard.
And Kawhi Leonard. Yeah.
And Kawhi. The bounce.
Yep. And so, but the Pacers were down 121-112 with 52 and a half seconds to go. Forced overtime, found a way to win. And
let's take it a step further. Let's take a step further. They were down 119. Let's take it a step further. They were down 119-105 with 2:51 left. And there was no team.
Crazy.
There was no team in NBA history that came back from that was sitting in the playoffs. So they were one of like 900 or 9,000. I don't know what number it was. It was some crazy number. They were the first team to ever do that. So
I just don't. If you're the Knicks, let's start. So if you're the Knicks, what do you do? Like you go back to the locker room from that game last night. What do you say? Like, what do you do?
I mean, I don't know that you do anything different, right? Like you just close out the game. You just close out the game. Like you give the ball to Jalen Brunson and let him run out the clock. Is what you do.
Yeah, I mean, because like Karl Anthony Towns had like the best game he's had. I mean, Brunson had a 40-burger. Miles Bridges was 16.
They had the bench. The bench did well. Campaign came in, gave him a couple threes.
Mitchell Robinson had 8
Miles
boards.
McBride, Mitchell Robinson dominated on the boards. Indiana is just a feisty bunch. It's so funny. Even when New York went up by 17 in the fourth quarter, I still thought Indiana would come. It was no point in time I thought the game was over because I watched them the first 2 rounds. I saw that Milwaukee game 5. I saw the game 2 against Cleveland. I was like, And even that Cleveland game too, I felt like that they could come back. It was still like, nah, this game is over. So the clock is 0.
Yeah.
So yesterday I was like, it's only over. Like I like watching Indiana play.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. The Knicks were the better team outside of the final 2.5 minutes and then the tail end of overtime. Like they were the better team yesterday from a talent standpoint. But like Wayno said here in the comments, you don't try and reinvent the wheel. You just go out with the same game plan. It was overtime and a Hail Mary. It was the Halliburton special. There was a joke out there about the Halliburton bomb in New York. I saw on Twitter a couple of times, taking it a bit too far. But you just know that Halliburton did a Halliburton thing last night. You just got to go close the game out. You just got to keep your foot on the gas with this Indiana team because, like Parrish said, they are truly not dead until that final buzzer sounds. At any point, they can come back. You just got to keep your foot on the gas.
I love watching them too, man. And I mean, I'm so glad he did the joke. I mean, granted, had they lost, I would not be glad. But I'm glad they won.
Well, even if New York had won, it still applied.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's just
it should never
Reggie Miller
so it's
right
still
there.
applied.
Yep. So if you're Indiana, I mean, it's tough because at this point you're like, if you're New York, you're like, well, do we plan for this? Do we plan to be down 20 in the last 2 minutes? And do we just expect that they're going to come back and claw their way back into this? Because they've done it a lot now.
Think about it. New York made a bunch of comebacks against Boston, so they're used to this as well. They were on the other end of this doing it, not in that same fashion, being down 7 with 2 minutes ago, but they were down 20 in the fourth quarter or heading to the fourth quarter, right? Those games. So just you did it yourself. So you just gotta take
you tip your hat and play again.
Yeah,
that's
right.
it. You
play again.
That's it. Tip your hat, check ball, and you play game 2. Just give me it's going to be Thunder in 4, maybe 5. I hope this one goes all 7 because this one is going to be an absolute classic. These two teams are super evenly matched. They play well against each other. There's bad blood dating back to the 90s before some of these kids were even born. And so this rivalry is what I'm here for. And so give me 7 games of this.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, and you
I ain't
gotta
gonna lie, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad. So I ain't gonna lie, man. Just going back to the OKC Minnesota, I was so excited for this series to start.
Me too.
And as game 1 progressed, I was like, I'm not the person who judged game 1 too much. But I was like, dog.
Yeah.
This team is just good. But this series, I was excited for both of these series. But this series, I knew for a fact. That what happened in game 1 that series, that wasn't happening. That's why I knew when they fell down 17, it wasn't to go down like that. Indiana ain't going down like that.
No.
I couldn't agree more, Parrish, man. Like watching, I was really high on both these series, and after game 1 of the Western Conference, I was like, oh no. And this one did not disappoint. And the guys that were making these threes down the stretch for the Pacers aren't knockdown shooters.
Neesmith feels.
Well, now he is.
I know Nembhard, he can make threes, but he hit that one corner 3. That wasn't that crazy. It was just Neesmith hitting 5 straight. He's a really good shooter, but you don't expect him to score 30 points in the playoff game. Yeah.
Neesmith's about to be a free agent, isn't he?
No,
he's on a very team-friendly deal. It's got 2 years left because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter Grizzlies need to trade for him or sign him immediately.
Are they trading him?
No.
Oh yeah,
they're not going to trade him, especially not after this. They're going to restructure that contract and give him a payday.
Yeah, because this contract is I think it's less than 10 or something.
Yeah, it's just over $10 million a year, and he's got 2 years left on it.
So it's easy to trade for on the trade machine. That's why people are throwing his name around.
Not these days. Not these days. You kind of need a larger contract to trade. These days, really.
Last thing I want to, well, not last thing. How do you feel if you're the Knicks watching OB Toppin on the other side just kill you?
I mean, he's been doing it for 2 years now.
It's crazy, man. I
think it's one of them things where he just this situation matters. So when they drafted him, they had 1,000 power forwards.
Yep.
Hypothetically, he wasn't going to fit in with that. I remember when they drafted him, they had 4 power forwards on the roster already. So it's kind of just one of them deals. You should have never drafted him, or you should have paved the way for him to be the guy. So it's not really much. He's a bench performer. that's I don't think they should feel too bad because I mean, look at their team. That team is completely revamped from the time they drafted him. I don't think Jalen Brunson was on their team, so this is a completely different team. So it's kind of like it's not too much to really look back on. It's like, dang, we missed on it. Like, nah, you got a whole new revamped roster.
Yep.
Your 35 wave, nobody was there at this time. So it's I think Mitchell Robinson is on the player on the team at the time they drafted him.
Yeah. God, Mitchell Robinson. It looks like I'm just so excited to see this series continue. I guess that's the end of the day. I'm just really excited to see because there's two great coaches here. Carlisle's great, Thibodeau's great. What do they do? Like, because Thibodeau, as soon as he wouldn't start crushing tape as soon as this was over after he yelled some and just was like, all right, let's figure out what we're gonna do back. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this one. Whereas I'm not excited for the other game as much because before we get you out of here, Paris, I do want to talk about SGA was named MVP yesterday. I would not have voted for him, but I'm also petty. I also think that Jokic was just, when you look at the term valuable and what a player means to a team and what, like me and Rusty, I think we're talking. I don't know if go down the Nuggets, the guys that played for the Nuggets in this last round, how many of those guys get significant minutes for this Thunder team? And it's just, for me, it's like, I just think Jokic was the more valuable player, but I get SGA had one of the best seasons for a guard ever, but
they also had won 68 games. So you have to,
I get it.
If that was the case, Shaq should have won last year. So it's like, nah, he had to win. You win 68 games.
Yes.
You led the league in scoring. It's hard not to give it to him. But Jokic averaging a triple-double was very, very enticing.
It's like the only compelling argument you can make against someone who led their team to 60 plus wins, who led the league in scoring, who so on and so forth, all these accolades. Rusty, what were you going to say? Were you going to bring up fouls?
No, I mean, even if you take away the free throws, SGA still led the league in scoring. I mean, he was a great player this year. He didn't mean as much to Oklahoma City. I'm a bit petty, like you said, Luke, just simply because the way he plays, like if you look at the free throw numbers, maybe there were some different ones. He was second to Giannis in free throw attempts this year. It's just the way he plays, the way he flails and flops. Very similar to James Harden. It's a non-appealing style, but the guy can score. I mean, he's cold with it, Mitty, and I mean, he's absolutely a great hooper. But Nikola Jokic is the first player since Larry Bird to finish in the top 2 in 5 consecutive MVP voting. And that triple-double got him there. I thought he was truly the most valuable player this year. But congrats to Shea. He's the first player from Kentucky to ever win an NBA MVP, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, wow.
What?
That's wild.
That is wild. That's
also
it's crazy.
Also, I want to go back to you remember Chet Holmgren missed like 2 or 3 months of the season, and Chet and Shea kept him like. They were still dominating. So you have to remember that part too. Like they was their second or third best player, and you like they were still rolling like nothing happened, and that's Shea essentially, right?
Yep.
So
I mean, and it's a regular season award too. I do need to like that. I get that needs to be taken into consideration. And when you look at the regular season, what he did regular season, like you said, taking that team on his back when Chet was out. That's leading the league in score. Also, his defense. He's no slouch on defense. I get it.
He's two-way.
I mean, again, great player. He's an unethical hooper, but he's a good scorer. He's a good player.
Which we don't have to talk about this too long, but like, there's been a lot of stuff making the rounds on the interwebs of like, you said an unethical hooper. He's getting very close to how Harden was in the very thick of it when everybody hated watching Harden play. Because there's all these, I mean, Rusty, you showed it where there's literally no contact. I mean, you see Julius Randle quite literally backing away to avoid contact, and he's getting a whistle blown.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got Jokic with Alex Caruso on him getting a piggyback ride, and they don't call it. It's just
I did appreciate last night in the game. Jalen Brunson grabbed Neesmith's arm and hit himself in the face with it, and they didn't call it. And then got an offensive foul on Brunson like 10 seconds later. I'm like, that's it. That's what we need. More of this.
This is awesome. I want more of that. Yeah, give me more of that.
Never seen that before in my life, where an offensive player uses a defensive player's hand to hit himself in the face. Like, it's the wildest thing.
It's crazy.
You read my mind because I was like, Brunson last night. I normally I enjoy. I people got on Brunson for the same stuff. And last night I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
I see it.
Yep. I love it. I'm here for it, man. I'm freaking here for it.
He's shorter, so I can give him a pass because he's like 6'1", right?
Yeah.
But
I hope we sees more of that tonight. I hope the refs swallow the whistle a little bit tonight, watching SGA flop and flail, like just the way he hits the floor. I mean, you saw Jamal Murray making fun of him in the last round, just the way he flails through the lane, like. It's just gross. It sucks. He had 7 free throws in 6 minutes to start the game.
But start the game. Yeah. It's amazing he never gets hurt as much as he falls down, hit the floor.
Right?
Like you would.
I mean, that's what's ending Joel Embiid's career is all that flopping caught up with him and screwed up his knees. Like SGA is heading in that same path, man. But he's also not 7 foot forever like Embiid was. I'm just saying, man. Am I wrong?
No, you are. You are not wrong. When you're right, Rusty. We'll go ahead and get you out of here, Parrish. Thank you for hopping on, brother. You have a good day. We'll see you next week, okay?
All right, y'all.
See you, brother. Have a good one. We're going to take a quick break.
Tune in to the 2 Buck Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Tuesday and Thursday live at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
And we're back. And Ounce of Hope. Let's talk about Ounce of Hope for a second, because you mentioned we were talking about the MVP. I imagine if I'm Nikola Jokic and I find out that I have not won the MVP, you know what I'm doing? First thing I'm doing, I'm calling. You know what I'm doing. I'm calling Ounce of Hope. I'm getting my feet up. I'm getting a whole mess of stuff. Here at the Daily Grind, we are excited to partner with Ounce of Hope. It's Memphis's premier cannabis dispensary. I'm out of town. Jokic is out of town. I'm sure he would appreciate. I'm not putting words in his mouth. I'm sure he would. I appreciate their easy to use online shopping hub, ounceofhope.com. It's below. There you can find detailed descriptions of their products, exact dosages, bundle products to save. Dive into the world of their superfood mushrooms, guys. Optimizes your well-being. You can enjoy a peaceful blend with one of their elixirs or add a buzz with their Vitality mushroom gummies. Gummies are great. Pop one of those in, just go about your day. Useful for antioxidants or potential neuroprotective properties. Their mushrooms can also stimulate an appetite with or without the addition of THC. When you're pounding coffee like me, appetite help. You gotta stimulate that appetite. Discover the power of mushrooms to enhance your wellness journey today. Find your favorite product, ounceofhope.com. Joker, if you're watching, ounceofhope.com. It's below. Use the code Bluff City. That's BLUFFCITY for 15% off any order. Excluding sale items, cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer. They're great, guys. Go check it out. It's telling you, there's nothing quite like just popping your little gummy, kicking your feet up and watching some hoops. Mm-hmm. It's great. It's not as stressful as like watching, I don't know, Aliens. The movie Aliens, not real.
The movie Aliens.
Yeah, the movie Aliens. Yeah. I mean, maybe, I don't know, if you're taking mushrooms outside watching Aliens, it also sounds fun. I digress. We're getting off the rails. One thing I want to talk about, we got, I guess, Grizzlies news. We have had the majority of the awards have been announced so far. We have not had our all NBA teams announced yet. Is that the only thing we've not had announced yet? Mm-hmm. We had MVP, I think,
and the all defensive teams,
like the
all team, like the all NBA and the all defensive teams.
Yes. So one of these awards will have a great effect on a specific Grizzlies player. One, Jaren Jackson Jr. If he makes one of these all NBA teams, which I don't know. It seemed like a foregone conclusion with like 2 months ago that he was going to get one of these spots, and we don't have to rehash why the Grizzlies lost traction, but they did. And so I don't know if he's going to get one of these all NBA spots. It makes predicting his extension, which he is extension eligible, makes it kind of interesting. And so I just thought it would be interesting to predict what he might be making. Because the Grizzlies have to do something, like something's gotta happen. Jaren was really great with his deal last time. He took a team-friendly deal that decreased in value with each year, which is awesome. I just don't know what to expect as we look towards this next deal, this extension. It's tough to predict what he's going to be making this payday. I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, back in February, it felt like a bygone conclusion that he was going to get the Supermax $345 million contract, and the Grizzlies needed that because next summer he's an unrestricted free agent. And so there's going to be a lot of upheaval and turmoil or whatever to get there. I'm with Kendarius. Like, shout out Kendarius. Thanks for being here. King Meeks, Bueno, appreciate y'all being here.
Thanks, guys.
I think, like, there's a chance he's going to take another team-friendly deal. It's not going to be as friendly as it is right now. But by not getting a Supermax, which, you know, it's going to be tough for him to make third team All NBA.
Yeah.
All defensive team feels like it's going to happen, but that doesn't make you eligible for the Supermax like an All NBA team does. And so I think that there's going to be a significant payday for Jaren, but it's not going to be $345 million. I also don't think we're going to wait until next summer to get this done. Could we wait to next summer and he get an All NBA team or Defensive Player of the Year next year? Absolutely, that can happen, and then he could get that Supermax again. I just don't know that either side is going to be willing to risk that heading into free agency, especially not the Memphis Grizzlies when you have somebody like Jaren who, outside of Grizzlies fans, which this is wild, is looked upon as one of the better players, young players in the NBA, great two-way player, could use some work in the playoffs. Somebody's going to pay that dude. And I think it'll be the Grizzlies, and I think we try and get that done this summer.
Yeah, it would. If it's me, I would just be, you know, you see, there's a lot of pomp and circumstances by a lot of guys in this league where they like, I want to stay here. I genuinely believe that Jaren, you want to talk about a pretty wonderful marriage of team and player. It seems like that is what's happened with Jaren in Memphis. And I just, a team deal, he just seems like a smart dude and
I think he likes being here.
He likes being here.
His dad was a small market player. I think he likes being in a small market playing. And I could be saying all this, and then next summer he's a Knick or a Laker or whatever, which would suck. But like, I mean, he started at $28 million and it's working its way down. Next year he's owed $23.4 million, which is only 15% of our cap next year. And so it's a ton. It's really, really good for like signing John Morant, signing Desmond Bane, making these other contracts work, but it's time to pay Jaren. And Jaren's worth the big contract. You know, Supermax may be a little bit much, again, because he didn't earn the All-NBA designation. But he is part of the heart and soul of this Memphis Grizzlies team, plays well with John Morant. We just need to work on some playoff stuff. But I think that Jaren's going to get a big contract. Could we wait? Again, you can risk it and head into next year and say, look, I'm gonna ball out. I'm gonna get that All NBA. Like, that's where I'm heading. But like, he's been very durable, but injuries do happen, and injuries could derail him getting that. So I don't know that they're gonna risk that. I think we give him a good contract this summer.
They derailed it. I mean, you can say what you want, but maybe he comes back too soon to get that 65 game threshold this year and isn't as good as he was before he hurt himself.
I do think that's a huge part of it. And the nerds in Grizzly Twitter out there can hate on him all they want about rebound and all this kind of stuff. But like, if you truly know ball, you know that's not the kind of style that Jaren has ever played outside of his rookie year when they forced him to play on the block. He is more of a stretch three than he is a five. You can say all you want. I don't think he came back 100% from that ankle sprain. I truly don't. Nope. As a physical therapist, I said that this is going to be extremely early if they rush him back. They did. He wasn't the same. I think a lot of that has to do with his ankle.
Yep. I mean, we know players do that. We know since they've introduced this threshold, players rush back. They're not the same. And you know what? Like, maybe him not getting the Supermax is like best case scenario for the books of this team. I mean,
because we can sign him to a more friendly deal.
Yep.
You could do some sign and trades and move some things around and build pieces around. Go get that wing. Go get a Cam Johnson. Call New Orleans and make them tell you no for Herb Jones. Like, there are going to be trades out there that you can go and do with some of the pieces that we have, especially the draft capital that we have, to build around John Jaren. I love Desmond Bane, but this is John Jaren's team, 100%.
Yep. I think I'm with you. That's going to do it for our show today, y'all. We're a little bit shorter today. We're going to get out of here. I'm about to Exodus. I'm about to go on vacation. Exodus. Awesome. I'm going to be out for the weekend. We will not have a show tomorrow. We will not have a show Monday for the Memorial Day weekend. Go and spend time with your people, your family. I'm going camping. So I say we're not having a show. If there's a 4-game sweep, and Thunder sweep the T-Wolves, I'll probably come on here in the middle of the woods. You'll see me like, ah! But we're going to have
Blair Witch style.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so startled. Yeah, I'll be really close. Oh, man, Blair Witch. I'm scared now. I hadn't. Yeah.
Luke, it was a sweep. It was a sweep.
Just a sweep. Oh, my God. Have a great day today, everybody. We will see you next week. Remember this as you go about your day. Remember the things we always leave you with. Remember these 2 things. Remember to be a little weird, just a little bit. Remember to smile. Bye, guys. Have a great one.